Why would you want to connect with your power animal? Let's find out in this video. Hi, my name is Vives Khuong, and I work with heart-centered individuals who want to transform their lives, help others through energy healing, and live their life purpose on a daily basis. I do this through energy healing, shamanism, and divine sexuality. And today I'm super excited to share with you about power animals. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe, click the bell so that you receive notifications, and I love when you guys like, comment, because then we can start our conversation. Alright, so let's get right into it. What is a power animal? In shamanism, a power animal is a kind of helping spirit. So these power animals feel this compassion for the human condition. We come to this earth and it is such a journey, such an adventure, and they know what is waiting for us, so they know that we need support. So they volunteer to support us, almost like guardian angels. And when we meet our power animal, what we are meeting with is the essence of a species. That means that even if your power animal shows up like, let's say, a black cat or a white cat, it's not just that cat or this cat. Instead, it's the blueprint of all cats that have ever existed and will exist. So that's why we relate to it like the essence of a species. How we meet our power animal? Normally, we're going to do so by going into shamanic journey. Shamanic journey is the process in which we can go beyond time and space. So we go way beyond of our physical senses and what we perceive through our physical senses. And we are able to connect with what is called non-ordinary reality. And in that non-ordinary reality, which is beyond the physical senses, we are able to connect with our power animal. Sometimes we say, okay, so I connected with that cat or that dog or that lion. What does it mean? I want to know what it means. Tell me. But that's not the best way of understanding why that power animal comes to your life. Like, say, for example, you might have a friend that you see that person as love or see that person as encouragement, or it brings some characteristics out into your relationship because of who you are, who that person is, and the combination between the two of you at that time in your lives, right? But maybe that person meets somebody else and is completely different. So that means that the experience is completely different. So maybe for you, this person is love, for that person might be, I don't know, tension or stress. So it all comes of how we work together and why this power animal comes into your life. Because of this, my recommendation is for you to discover why this power animal is coming into your life. And we do this through shamanic journey also. And by the way, for those who want to learn, I'm offering my shamanic workshop online, but this is the first time that I'm offering it live. And I'm also offering just the shamanic drumming circle, in which we work exactly with connecting with our power animals. So it's a lot of fun, but also so deep and so powerful. So if you are interested, I will put links here so that you can check that out. All right, so let's continue. Once we connect with our power animal, we want to make sure that we keep our relationship. And the reason is because, you know, they're another friend of us. So it's like, if you have a friend and you never see them, you never talk to them, then there is no relationship. So with our power animals, we want to develop a relationship, especially because there is a kind of adjustment period until we really understand our power animals. It is not like you and I right now that we are connecting and we are talking or listening English, right? So we both know English and it's super easy. But for our power animals, the way they express themselves to us is very different. Because in the world of spirit, it's not about languages like English. Instead, many times it's going to be through different inner senses that we have. So for example, if you mostly perceive the spirit world through your inner sight, you may receive symbols, and these symbols are information rich. So that means that they send you images and you perceive that as information. You may see your power animal in a certain way that makes you understand different details of the message they are bringing to you. Or you may be clairsentient, which is when you feel things in your body. You are very sensitive in your body. So as you go through the journey, you might not even see with your inner side your power animal. And instead, you might just have a sensation. I know there is a presence there. I cannot see it, but I know it is a cat, or it is a lion, or it is a tiger. So this is the way in which they communicate with us. And it takes time sometimes to understand. It's not clear-cut like language, unless you are clairaudient. You might actually receive messages that are word by word. Power animals have a perspective that is beyond the one that we have. We are living our lives, we are kind of confined into this reality. So sometimes we lose track of the perspective that we have. Like, for example, if you think back in your life, you have a different perspective because you are not in the situation. So when we are in the situation and we have a challenge, it's hard to really assess what is the best next step to take. But when we have our distance and we have less emotion, we are a little more objective and we can observe and say, oh yeah, we can do this and that. So it's similar to that. Our power animals are not so involved in the game of our physical existence, and thus they can see from outside, and they can give us amazing guidance. I remember times in which my power animals were like my best friends. I remember being in bed, so sad, feeling so alone, and feeling, my family in Spain, my friends in Spain, and I was here, and I was just feeling so sad, and I just wanted to cry. And suddenly I connected with my power animal, and for a moment I felt that embrace, and suddenly all that energy transformed the experience for me, and I felt held, and I felt supported, and I just felt everything is gonna be okay. So they might bring guidance that is really practical, like step by step, okay, we can do this, we can do that, but they can also bring a lot of emotional support. So I find that having power animals in your life can completely transform your experience, because you don't feel alone anymore. And that's beautiful. Another thing that I love about power animals is that they reconnect us with a part of us that is wild. So sometimes when we meet our power animals, just for a visit, we might go running in the wild with them, and we might experience things that we don't experience in this reality. So they help us staying in that connection. So I love that about our power animals. And some people ask, how many power animals we have? So in general, everybody has a couple of power animals, but you may have even more. Like you might have 10, 20, it depends. Especially what I noticed is that people that works in healing, then they have more helping spirits, more power animals, because they are part of how we provide that bridge to bring healing through the veil. So we bring healing from the spirit realm into this reality. Healing, guidance, or whatever our clients might need. So because of that, sometimes we have different power animals that they specialize in different things. When somebody is feeling in a situation of power loss, many times it's because their power animal is not with them anymore. So this person is feeling powerless, is feeling that everything goes wrong, like lack of fortune. Things are just not looking up. And when this happens, there is actually a healing process that is called power animal retrieval, in which a shamanic practitioner brings the power animal back to that person. And this is actually one of the processes that I teach in this course online that I will be teaching live this weekend. So I'm super excited to share that. If this is something that resonates with you, please take this opportunity. It's going to be amazing. Another question that I get many times is a power animal a totem animal? Well, it's not exactly the same. The totem animal is what represents our energy, our essence, whereas the power animal is more of an energy that we need at this moment in our lives. So it comes into our lives because we need to activate that in ourselves, and we don't have it at that moment. So a power animal may come just for a period of your life because you need something. So maybe you started a relationship, or you started a business, or you are going to school and something is missing there. You're not completely having that power to go with it. So then the power animal comes to support you. And sometimes we get the surprise and they are with us for life. And then sometimes they suddenly that connection dissipates a little bit. And sometimes we just don't know. So I know that all the power animals I met and I worked with, I never knew who is going to stay. But then over the years, you think about it, oh my goodness, I'm still working with this power animal. And it's an amazing journey. It's an amazing friendship. Another thing that is interesting about power animals is that sometimes we have this expectation, like this is a good power animal, this one I don't want to connect. So in one of my classes, one of my students connected with a rat, and that was her power animal. And she was like, I don't even want to share about this because it's not the most fancy in our society. We don't see rats as very fancy, but sometimes we just don't understand the properties or qualities or intelligence that that specific animal might have, and how if it comes to our lives, it might bring something precious. Sometimes also it can bring that sense of acceptance. Like imagine we discriminate different animals because, oh, this is not a good animal, that's a great animal. We put it like the categories. So I always think, what if extraterrestrials would come and would say, that's a human, ugh, disgusting. What about that? So I recommend to just be open-hearted and see what is the lesson, why that animal is coming at that moment. Rats are pretty intelligent and they find their way around. So maybe that's something in that energy, in your energy, that you might need at some point. We never know. Something that I absolutely love is that in the beginning, we create this relationship in the shamanic journey. But many times we might find that the same power animal we find in our physical, ordinary experience in this physical reality. You meet let's say, a hawk as your power animal, and then you remember, oh wow, I have been seeing this hawk flying above me for the last week. So that's amazing because now you have that confirmation. Or the opposite, you meet your power animal and then suddenly you start seeing more and more hawks or more of your power animal. So then that relationship starts almost going beyond that veil that separates the world of spirit of the world of physicality. And that's such a precious experience. And what questions do you have about all of this? I would love to hear from you. Please share in the comments any questions, because I'm happy to record more videos that I know are going to help you. Well, so this was all for today. I'm super excited to share this with you. And if you have any questions or if you want to take the course, I'm going to just put the information below so that we can stay connected. Have a beautiful day.